Anushna, and today I'm going to be giving you my tips for going into your first year of law at uni. So the first thing you can do, which you can actually do pre-September, is to research the firms or barrister chambers you might be interested in having a career with. You'll find that a lot of these firms, particularly commercial law firms, actually want to start recruiting early. So they'll have a lot of first year schemes, open days, insight days, aimed at first year students. And something I found really useful was actually creating an Excel spreadsheet. So I'd picked the kind of 5 firms that I wanted to apply to, and I listed them on an Excel spreadsheet so I had the name of the firm, what the opportunity I was applying for, and the date it was due. And so that really helped me because it was just a quick way of seeing, what was upcoming, when the next deadline was, because these applications do take, if you want to do them detailed, if you want to do them well, they do take a long time to do. The reason I say to do it pre-September is that there are quite a few insight days and open days that actually take place in December, and so the deadline for them would be around October, November. So you don't want to miss an opportunity just because you weren't organised or you didn't know. So I definitely look at it in around August. So the second thing I'd recommend doing is to join your law society. I say this because your law society will be the hub of any law-related information that you could get. They'll put on events, and they'll also let you know if there's a visiting law firm, if they're putting on an event or a presentation. And as well as this, your law society is a really valuable way of connecting and networking with people both in your year group, so people in the same boat as you, and people in year groups above or below. This is really useful because you might connect with someone who is doing a vacation scheme at the firm that you've always been interested in applying for. And you can talk to them, ask them if they have any tips, how they found the application process, etc. So keeping on the networking theme, something I'd say would be to get a LinkedIn account. It can be quite intimidating. I know at the start I was a bit nervous to get a LinkedIn account just because I didn't really know a lot about it. But it is a very, very effective way to find, again, people in your year group in the same boat or people who have left your uni. So something that I did was I reached out to people who went to my uni and who were at law firms I was interested in applying to, and you can just message them and ask them if they're okay with answering any questions about what you have about the application process. And you also find a lot of opportunities. So for example, this year I did the Bright Network online internship, and I found that through LinkedIn. I don't think I would have found it had I not been on LinkedIn. And I've also been in quite a few group chats with people who are looking to be on a similar career path as me, which again I would not have found if not for LinkedIn. So it is definitely a very, very useful account to have. So my next tip would be to do your extra reading. I remember, so our university gives all of the first year's second year mentor, and I remember at the start of first year my mentor told me, make sure you do your extra reading, and I'm so glad she did because honestly I'm not sure if I would have done it had she not told me. But extra reading is really crucial, and I realised this as I was revising for my exams, because in the exam a big part of how you're marked is your evaluation and analysis of critics and what critics say about this particular law. And that all comes from doing your extra reading. So, it would be the difference between a 2-2 or a 2-1 and a first. You don't have to do it in detail. I just would skim through it and pick out the key parts, key points, or any key quotes I thought I could include in my essays. And I just write a quick summary of what this critic was saying. It doesn't have to be too detailed. As long as you've got something that you can use in the exam, I think that should be fine. The next thing I'd say is to try and make your revision notes as you go along. This isn't something I did this year, but I do want to try doing it for year 2, just because law is quite a heavy and intense subject and there's a lot of reading to do. So there's quite a lot of revision notes to make, and if you wait till Easter, you're spending a lot of time just making notes when you could have been spending that time revising. As well as this, it just solidifies the information, so when you come to it again in Easter, it's easier for you to revise because you kind of already remember it. This is a difficult one to do because, as I said, law is quite a heavy subject, so there's already so much work to be doing, but I think it will just make Easter and revising in Easter that much more easier and that much less stressful. My final tip would be to try and find a balance. For a lot of universities, law for your first year doesn't count towards your final grade that you receive at the end of your degree. However, if you're looking to apply to law firms, especially top law firms, for vacation schemes or training contracts, they will look at your first year mark and you would have to get at least a 2-1 because a lot of the applying you'll be doing will be in second year. So the only thing they really have to go on would be the mark you got in first year. Having said that though, I'd try and find the balance between doing enough work so that you're getting a good mark, but also having fun as well, like not making your whole life around law, doing other activities, extracurricular like sport, drama, music, whatever you want to do, because it would be very tough and very grueling if you were making your whole university life just doing law. So make sure you are still having fun and not stressing and overworking yourself the whole time. So those have been my tips for going into your first year of law. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and a comment, and also feel free to leave any comments about videos you'd like to see in the future from us. We're always very open to suggestions. And yeah, thank you for watching.